It's the taste of a new generation, Jay.
The Max.
What's going on?
Hello and welcome back to the update that happens when, Jay?
Every 3 weeks?
Occasionally, perhaps when we have the time. But no, we're going to try and stick with these updates weekly going forward. I know we've been a bit lax lately, but that's literally because we've gone through changes.
Them sorts.
Yeah, so we've gone through a few changes, but we'll get to that later. Without further ado, Jay, tell us what is in the news.
Okay, well, I have to mention the biggest thing that's happened this week, and we have to talk about it, and that is the fact that the Xbox One X has released.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
What's next on the news?
I know, right? That's it. That's it. We talked about it. No, going back to Microsoft, and a couple of weeks back, because obviously we missed the update, I want to talk about the fact that Microsoft officially killed off the Kinect.
Yes, they did. Finally. I mean, I've been telling them to do that since the first generation of Kinect.
Yeah.
I mean, just get rid of it. No one wants that. No one wants to play games with their freaking hands.
Yeah, it was obviously going to happen.
I mean, you need your hands to use a controller. I mean, no one wants to just use their hands. It's ridiculous.
It was obviously going to happen because they dropped it from all their adverts. They dropped it from better with Kinect.
Yeah. And all the packaging
the packaging changed.
Like,
the original Xbox One, which was always going to ship with the Kinect, started shipping without one. And then the S and the X didn't have the connection for it on the back of the console.
That's
you had to buy an adapter. Yeah. So it was always on the cards. But the Kinect is officially gone. Yeah. Well, from gaming, the technology is still going to be used for more useful things.
Yeah, stuff that actually matters rather than trying to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
With your hands and
trying to navigate menus. By doing it.
Just go! Yeah, it never worked properly at all. And Microsoft have been slowly and unceremoniously sweeping that thing under a big old Microsoft rug for the best part of 9 months.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's finally gone, and we can just shove that aside and just move on and focus on the next big thing, which is not the Xbox One X.
No. Because
that's just a slight step up, and there's not a AAA 4K game out until next year, is there?
No, not. There's games with updates to 4K, but there's nothing that's been developed specifically for the Xbox One X.
Are they
yet.
Updates for 4K, or are they updates that give you the enhanced upscale?
The enhanced
4K?
Upscale, I believe.
Right, so it's not actually 4K.
No, I don't
upscale.
think. Yeah, it's outputting at 4K, but it's kind of upscaled, super sampled. I don't think there's nothing yet which uses the full power of the console.
Yeah. Now I will say, I watched Digital Foundry's video showing a side-by-side comparison of footage from Quantum Break, and you could tell the difference between the Xbox One X and the Xbox One original, but the difference was so minute. I'd say it was literally on the Xbox One X, you could clearly see the writing on a sign in the distance, and on the Xbox One it was kind of fudgy, you couldn't really make it out. So distant objects look freaking fantastic on the Xbox One X, but that difference is so not worth £450.
No, not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Give it another year or two, and then
when some stuff comes out for it,
and then it'll be worth
perfect. Yeah, and by then the price might have come down a bit, or there might be a package available with a 4K game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to wait until next year.
Yeah. It's for the future. I'll worry about that in another couple of years.
Basically, consider this a 4K ready console. Remember when they touted that with all the TVs back in the day? It's HD ready.
HD ready.
Yeah, but
it's not quite HD, but it's ready.
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's the Diet Coke of powerful consoles.
Nice plug. So sticking with the controller theme from the Kinect, you can now use your Nintendo GameCube controllers with the Switch.
Yeah.
So that little adapter block they brought out for the Wii U just before the console died, that you can use.
Works.
Yeah, it now works with the Switch.
That's great.
Which is pretty cool. So you can use your GameCube on Switch games that support it. And this kind of leads me to think, are we going to see a GameCube virtual console? Maybe.
Yes, maybe.
So, yeah, that would be nice.
That would be great.
It's been rumoured. I think it would be pretty cool. The Switch is going to be more than capable of doing it.
It'd be interesting to see what they do with the licensing on third-party stuff for that. Do you think they'd get third-party stuff back for that?
I don't know.
There was a lot of good stuff.
There
Will we
was.
see Eternal Darkness back on?
Eternal Darkness, Metal Gear Solid, Twin Snakes
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
a good one to play that on your Switch with your GameCube controller. So,
Yep.
so yeah, that might be coming.
Hopefully, fingers
Yeah.
crossed. That's good news.
Yeah. Now I want to move on to EA. So a bit of bad news now, and this is
It's always bad news
It's always
with
yeah.
EA.
As soon as you mention EA, it's bad news. And I want to again bring up something they said a couple of weeks ago, and that is so the whole closing down Visceral and moving Star Wars over to another EA studio, and then them changing it to be more commercial or whatever. What they've said, and well, this came from an ex-BioWare employee, so maybe he's a little bit sour.
Right. We'll take it with a pinch of salt then, shall we?
But
Okay.
basically, EA want to make the move to open world games because they're easier to monetize.
Well, that makes sense, and open world games are easier to monetize because
Yeah.
they can make the worlds huge and make the player have to grind for hours or
Yeah.
buy this useful box that lets you skip all the game.
Yeah, and have things which are behind paywalls, effectively,
Yeah.
like DLC when it's on an open world map and you can see it, but you can't get there yet. It is
Yeah.
effectively a paywall.
Yeah.
But also, very recently, with all the Star Wars Battlefront 2 loot box
Fiasco.
fiasco. They've changed a lot, and they've been a lot more vocal with people now. So I don't know if you saw.
I watched an interview with Angry Joe.
Angry Joe, yeah, I watched that. So
yeah, it was a good interview.
Yeah, it was, and it sounds like they are definitely listening. Okay, from watching that interview, I don't know if you guys seen it as well.
We'll put it in the description below if you want to watch
My
it.
personal perspective from that was this guy from DICE really wanted to make A, but EA are basically blocking him. Going, no, you can do that, but you need to keep that in there.
It does come across
That's how
like
it
that.
felt like. Because
Joe asked a specific question as well. It's like, why are loot boxes necessary for progression? And his whole argument was that, well, if you've got a loot box system that's giving players random cards and stuff like that, you might be tempted to use a character that you wouldn't normally use. So if you get a load of random cards for the heavy class, for example, it might prompt you to, well, I've got all these cards, I might as well use the heavy class.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, he said that they have research that supports that gamers usually just pick one thing and stick with it.
Yeah.
And I suppose, I mean, that has happened before.
Yeah.
But to be fair, people do that because that's what they like. That's the whole point. And they probably came to the conclusion that they like that because they've tried everything else.
yeah.
So, I don't know. I basically what I'm trying to say is this guy could not put up a decent answer for why it's necessary.
Yeah, he had this stock answer which he kept coming back to.
Yeah.
Like, he brought that up 4 or 5 times. But yeah, it did sound to me like their hands are tied by EA at the moment.
Yeah.
That's how it felt.
It almost felt like off camera there was an EA rep in a suit, just waggling a pen at him, just going,
Yeah. Read the script. The script is good.
Yeah. Just read what's on the teleprompter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, but it does sound like companies are listening.
Yeah. But there's another message here that says that, I mean, okay, Angry Joe is a very big YouTuber and he has a lot of influence and a lot of people like what he says and listen to him a lot. So he's an influencer, right? Mm-hmm. So the fact that EA and DICE have put together this interview and actually agreed to do it in the first place, because let's face it, Angry Joe is not the most diplomatic of people when it comes to voicing his opinion.
No.
That's fine. That's why I watch him. But for them to set that interview up in the first place says to me that they're scared.
Yeah, definitely.
They're scared. They want to basically, they're worried because there's a lot of backlash about this, and they're trying to engage people like Angry Joe to kind of, it's a new form of damage control, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So they spent all this money on this game, which they're hoping to be mega successful, and already people are hating on it.
Yeah, it's not even out yet, and everyone I know hate it.
Yeah.
So,
but it is out at the moment on EA Access. So if you've got an Xbox One with EA Access, you can get it now.
Yeah.
It's on there with Need for Speed Payback and Sims 4. So another couple of
Nice.
EA games which probably have loot boxes. Well, no, I think it was confirmed Need for Speed Payback does have loot boxes.
Does it?
Yeah.
Of course it does.
Of course it is, yeah. Of course it does. But yeah, they're all on there to try at the moment, so kind of make what you will of the new loot box changes.
Yeah.
I hope that. I mean, I want to get it. I want to play the single player campaign, and I would like to dabble with the multiplayer, but I just hope it's just not shitty.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's Star Wars. I want to get it too, but I don't want to. I want to, but I don't want to. Because, I mean, I bought Call of Duty World War II because Well, I've been a fan of Call of Duty for years, so of course I'm gonna buy it. But I've not touched the multiplayer, and I'm kind of annoyed that the loot boxes in the zombies mode are kind of tied to the multiplayer in some aspects. Not the loot boxes themselves, but some of the unlockables. You have to like complete challenges in the other multiplayer modes. I'm just like, well, that's stupid. It should all be contained within zombies mode, right? So that kind of annoyed me. And I noticed that you really don't get supply drops a lot, do you?
No.
It's random when you get them. And, okay, for example, zombies takes a lot longer to complete than a multiplayer match. So maybe it's just because every match I've played of zombies, it's been over an hour.
Yeah, like an hour or 2 hours. Yeah,
so maybe that's why. Maybe I should just go in, do the first wave and die. Or do you have to meet a certain threshold?
Yeah, I think it's linked to your level. I think it's when you level up, you get the opportunity to maybe get a loot box.
Right.
Maybe.
Well, some clarification on that might be nice. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so NintendoQueen 2,
Hey!
it was supposed to be out
no.
now, but they pushed it back to January, and this is just a rumour, but some people in America that pre-ordered their game with Walmart or somewhere in some retailer in America have emailed people out today saying that, yeah, your order's been delayed till March. So there hasn't been
it's
official.
Not Target, is it?
Yeah.
Because if it's Target, then
If
you
it's
can take that
Target,
as gospel.
They've already got their game.
Yeah.
So, it hasn't been officially... At the time we're recording this, it hasn't been officially confirmed yet, but it sounds like NintendoQueen 2 has been pushed back to March.
Right.
So that's another-
pending official word.
Yeah.
That's probably what's happened.
Yeah, so a couple of months to wait on that. And it always worries me when games keep going through setbacks.
Yeah. Well, if it's making it better, then that's fine.
Yes, if it's adding loot boxes and they can fuck off and die.
Or can you imagine? You're like, NintendoQueen 2 complete with loot boxes. How? No! Anyway, yeah. So that's a bit of sad news.
Yeah, it's a little bit of sad news.
Yep.
And then lastly, I want to end on Mass Effect turned 10 the other day. Mass Effect, the series.
Oh, it turned 10?
Yeah, 10 years
God,
since
10
the first
years
game.
ago.
Yeah.
That's sorry, when you said turn 10, I thought
Turn 10 Studios.
Forza developer?
Mass Effect racing game. Yeah, that can't be worse than Andromeda, can it?
No.
Literally turning a corner.
Mass Effect karting.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, 10 years.
10 years.
That's insane.
Yeah. So to commemorate it, on BioWare's main YouTube page, they've done a 7-minute video talking about the series and all the but interestingly.
Did they leave out Andromeda?
Yeah, they're talking mainly. They had the voice cast from the new characters, the voice cast of Ryder.
Yeah,
they had them on there. But then had all the original members of the team that made the original trilogy, the voice cast, and everything they were talking about was designing the original universe.
Yeah.
And at the end, they were just like, they're still hopeful for the series' future because people feel when people feel like they play it, they feel like they're going back home. So I think that was a dig from BioWare saying that, yeah, everyone wanted the original trilogy, but we got
whatever that was.
Yeah.
I got quite a long way through that. But I was playing the broken version that was released.
Yeah.
And then they announced the patch and it fixed a lot of the animations. But then basically the patches and the notes and the just stopped coming, didn't they?
Yeah.
And it was basically like, yeah, we're gonna give up on this, and we're just gonna lift up that carpet. We're just gonna sweep Andromeda next to the Connect.
Yeah.
Just gonna push it under there and just.
Yeah, you really don't hear anything about that game now, do you?
No, it's dead.
It's a shame. It's a shame, but yeah, Mass Effect is 10 years old, so, hopefully we might see something again from the universe, but let's just hope it's more of what we loved from before and not what they tried to do with the new one. Making it open world to monetize, according to BioWare.
Yeah, oh god, no, yeah, terrible thing happened to Mass Effect, but hopefully, I just kind of hope that, I understand that these big studios are figuring out ways to make money and make the business more lucrative and stuff like that, and of course that's going to happen because they're in it to make money, they want to make it's a business at the end of the day.
Business.
But I hope that all of this recent activity makes the publishers kind of see that it's not always a good idea to do that. I mean, Capcom recently came out with a bit of a dig, didn't they, about Monster Hunter World? I'm pretty sure that they basically said that they don't want to include loot boxes in their game because they feel it would devalue their the gameplay.
Perfect.
So, and I'm hoping that more big studios kind of listen to that, because it does devalue the game.
After everything that's happened the end of this year, so ever since Middle Earth released, I'm hoping people are going to start listening, and as of next year, we'll see the loot box kind of go. Oh yeah, that was 2017. That can go with the Kinect and Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen how loot boxes and cash grabby kind of things has invaded the mobile gaming market, which used to be really good.
Yeah,
and now it's just literally it's horrible. I mean, I went on a few, because I don't know if you know, but we're making a game. I went on a few like indie game like forums and stuff like that, just to check out like what people are talking about, the kind of buzz around, you know.
Yeah.
And pretty much every post I saw in these forums was all about how to make money and which store to put it on to get the most money. And I was like, come on, guys, don't you want to? Is there not one question in here on how to make a decent game?
Yeah, it's like anyone cares. All they care about is money.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, we all care about money.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a successful game and earn millions of pounds off it, but it's more of the love of the craft.
That's the thing. We're making a game, but we're not making it to make money. We're making a love letter to all the games that we frickin' love growing up and want to make something that's really enjoyable to play. If we're successful at that, which I'm really positive that we're going to be, then people will come and play it. And it'll get successful based off the fact that we poured our souls into it, which I think is going to happen.
Yeah, and this is the thing. It's like I'm all up for the gaming industry earning lots of money, because more money in the game industry means more games, means more better stuff.
More good.
But there's a better way of going about it. Rather than give me a game and then making me spend £30 on a season pass and then keep throwing money at loot boxes for the company to earn money, why don't they just be really confident in the product they've made, and when it goes out, it's going to sell millions of copies anyway and earn a profit?
I mean, like, can you imagine, like, you know, when they made Zelda Ocarina of Time, they figured that they needed to cheapen out on the gameplay mechanics and put some grindy loot stuff in there.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like, you know, you can open a chest in Zelda and, you know, you might get rupees and you might get something else, or you can pay £1 to roll again, and, you know, can you imagine that?
Well, that's it. You know,
it's terrible.
The whole opening section to Ocarina of Time, where it's saving, like getting the rupees, saving up the money to buy a shield and all this kind of thing. Now imagine modern day Zelda. You could do that, or $4.99 gets you 500 rupees, means you can get that shield
straight away.
Skip that quest.
Yeah. Skipping quests.
You need to upgrade that Master Sword. You could do the story, or you could pay $49.99 and get the Time Saver pack.
Well, you know what they did they actually sort of did that on the actual Breath of the Wild. It's like Master Sword, you can get it, but it's a big bag of shit unless you buy the DLC that gives you a quest and a grindy mission to get this potion that allows the sword to be good.
Yeah.
The Sword of Time, big pile of shit until you pay more money.
Yeah.
It's basically a paywall.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So there you go, that's the state of the gaming thing. So
it's a big fucking mess!
Yeah. But hopefully with the community being more vocal about it and big companies maybe starting to listen, it's going to change. Just like it did 2 years ago with the whole pre-order and releasing games unfinished thing. That hasn't happened really since, other than Mass Effect Andromeda. But you know what I mean? It has got better.
It's slowed down, games that come out usually are
finished. Yeah.
At least from the big studios anyway. So there's always a day one patch. I mean, actually, that got me with Call of Duty World War II. You couldn't actually play it until they released the patch. It actually says on all the boxes an internet connection is required.
Yeah.
And they did that to stop people playing it early. That's freaking mean.
It is, but it's unfair to give people an unfair advantage of getting on the multiplayer early, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I see that, but it's just kind of
Anyway,
there you go.
So that's it for the news. So
Right,
I suppose before we move on to the comments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should really. Well, you kind of touched about it on the previous video and just then, but we should talk about what's going on with us.
Yeah. We've been kind of down and on the decline making video content recently. Just because, well, it's a hell of a lot of work, and although we don't mind putting in the work, as we've been doing it for the last 4.5 years, it's come to a point where we think that we're going to slow down on that content because we've been making it for so long. It's not really getting us. We're not getting the traction that we want to get with it, and it just feels like we're competing with people that are already doing a lot of that and are already established doing that. So we wanted to come away from that, and it saves us a lot of time, so we can focus on basically what we're going to be doing is making a video game, because well, we've slated the industry often enough. I think it's time that we had a crack ourselves and start this quest to become a developer. But I'm not going to tell you too much about that right now, because basically what we're going to be doing is we're documenting and filming our process of making this video game, and we'll be releasing monthly videos for you to drop in and see what we've been working on throughout the entire month. So this first video is going to be kind of an introductory kind of thing, and it's going to detail everything that we've been working on, our thoughts. There'll be loads of artwork in there, loads of screenshots of code that I have no idea what. Nate's the other guy that's working on this with us. He's a genius, so seeing his work is going to be really impressive, and yeah, it's just going to be great. It's going to be a big collection of a journey of 3 people that don't know how to make a video game, making a video game.
Yes, after complaining about gaming so much, we've kind of set the bar high.
Yeah, so we're going to put loot boxes in. We've got a pay-to-win scheme.
Yeah, we've already mapped out the DLC. You'll love it. Yeah. But aside from that, on the channel, we wanted to carry on doing things like the updates, because you guys love that. It gives us a chance to talk to you, and you can ask us questions. And also live streams will be a thing still. Yeah, absolutely. You might have caught us earlier in the week playing a bit of Call of Duty Zombies. These live streams are literally just for you guys to just drop in, just hang out with us for a bit. Like they're just chilled. We're flicking on the live stream and playing some video games, and we're all on there just chatting and messing about. So you can join in with those if you like. Yeah, and they're a lot of fun. So there's no regiment to when those will happen. It's just kind of as and when, I guess, just when we can. Yeah. But yeah, there'll be lots more of that. But yeah, mainly we're focusing on this game, but we will do these updates guaranteed every week. Yeah, going forward. Yes, absolutely. Anyway, Jay, we've come to the part of the show where we read out your comments from 3 weeks ago. Can you remember that far back?
It's normally last week, but we decided to catch up with all your comments now and read some of those out. So, Jay, who's our first commenter?
Okay, so Stephanie R got in there straight away.
Hey, Steph.
She said, I wish we got a Dead Space 4.
Yeah.
Obviously, the last one we talked about, Visceral Games closing.
Yeah, there was a big thing about that recently, wasn't there? Someone, I can't remember, I read it somewhere, someone was speaking out about there was going to be a Dead Space 4.
Yeah. They started making, or they were already kind of developing one, but when Dead Space 3 came out and it bombed, EA were like, no, stop working on that, start working on Battlefield Hardline, and that's where that came from. So that's why Visceral went on to make that. But yeah, but we're never going to get it now unless another studio picks it up, or the guys that were at Visceral and that didn't move over to EA have made their own studio. But
let's hope so.
One of the directors from the original Dead Space game is now working at Sledgehammer Games. He's the co-founder for Sledgehammer, and he worked on the Nazi Zombies.
Yeah, which is why there's tons of jump scares in it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's still kind of living on through that sort of work, so you never know. I mean, so I think Sledgehammer Games are pretty solidly just Call of Duty developers.
Focused, yeah.
But he might... He
might have some clout around there.
Yeah, you never know. So we might see something, but thanks for your comment. Phil, there's me thinking Visceral would move on and make some more really good horror or sci-fi games in the future. So
now, this is what happens when a good team of people makes something good. A big publisher comes in and just goes, right, let's just squeeze this dry to the bone and ruin it for everyone.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yep.
So basically, don't make anything good and expect to be able to keep making a good thing, because someone will come along and fuck it up.
Yep. See, people love the first one, just keep it the same. You haven't got to change it.
No. I'd be happy if they released another Resident Evil in the style of the originals, the fixed release another PS1 game.
Yeah, well,
I'll play that.
Look how long did we play Vaccine for on the Switch?
Vaccine, a total rip-off of Resident Evil, and yeah, I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, so it was great. So that's what it was more of the same.
Yeah.
So thanks, Phil. Thanks for your comment.
Thank you.
William C 5233 next.
What's up?
He's definitely going to miss Visceral. He was hoping a Dead Space 4 would happen, but now he knows it'll never happen.
Yeah, it's sad, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of Dead Space 4 mourners out there.
Yep.
He finished the comment off by saying, the egg, remember this question?
Oh, the chicken and the egg.
Yeah, the egg spawned from the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs.
Oh, well, okay.
It took him an hour to think of that, so he must have the scientific facts. So we want to see those facts.
Detailed explanation, please.
Yeah. So thanks, Will. Thanks for your question.
Cheers.
Osnock simply says, love you. We love you too.
We love you too.
Thank you. Yes. Tracy Turner. Hi guys, I love the channel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you tried the Retron 5 adapter that allows for Master System cartridges?
I haven't tried it, but I do have one of the original Master System converters. Do you remember those?
Does that work in the Retron 5?
It doesn't fit.
Oh no, of course it wouldn't, would it? No, it's an odd shape.
Yeah, but I do have one. But yeah, no, I haven't played any Master System games. However, this table has got every Master System game ever made on it, so no shortage of Master System games here.
Yeah. Have you tried it? You have to let us know if it's any good. So thanks, Tracy. Maria next.
Maria.
With Kingdom Hearts 3 finally getting a release year of 2018, we hope. My question is to Jay. Have you bought and played Kingdom Hearts PS4 collections, which is Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix, and Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter? They need to sort out their names. I haven't played them on the PS4, but I've got them both on the PS3. I managed to get the Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Collector's Edition.
Yes, you did. We've done a video on that.
Yeah, which is like mega rare now. It comes with the Heartless plushie, so I'm well happy with that. But I did play through them at the start of this year. I haven't played the 2.8 Final Chapter yet because with 3 so far away still, I'm thinking I'm going to wait and then play it closer to
right
the time.
Before it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do with that. You haven't really played Kingdom Hearts, have you?
I tried to play the first one and I didn't like the combat, so I gave up. But I enjoyed watching you play it.
Yeah. There we go. So thanks, Maria. Thanks for your question. Grace Supercilio next.
Grace up.
So going back to the conversation we were having about Mila Jovovich, there was touching involved in the form of a hug.
Right, that's good.
And she's super nice and such a funny laugh. But unfortunately, there's never time to take a photo because she's always so busy.
Yeah.
But she did manage to get her copy of Fifth Element Blu-ray signed, which is awesome.
Oh, send us a picture to the Facebook page. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
If you still got it. Yeah. Probably mounted on a wall.
Front and centre, I should imagine.
Yeah, send us a picky of that.
Yeah. Thanks, Grace. Thanks for your question.
Thank you.
Cookus Nerdy Corner. R.I.P. Visceral Games.
Yeah.
He wishes there was a Dante's Inferno 2.
Yeah, there was going to be one.
They were supposed to be a trilogy, wasn't it?
Yeah. There was a whole thing planned.
Because without saying spoilers, the game ends at a perfect place for the story to carry on.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think the problem with Dante's Inferno is it's a great game up until the final section of it, where it was all those trials. Before you get to the final boss, that bit was a nightmare.
And the final boss can die in hell. He did, but he could die again.
It was the devil. It was supposed to be hard.
Yeah, but still, god damn it.
Yeah, it was hard.
It was he also says that he liked the 2 Lord of the Rings PS2 games that Visceral did, back when they were EA.
Right.
Lord of the Rings, The Third Age, which was the Final Fantasy style Lord of the Rings game, which wasn't very good, but good at the same time. Because I love that combat and I love Lord of the Rings and it was cool, but it kind of, I don't know, it's a weird one.
A bit janky.
Yeah, and also the Lord of the Rings Return of the King. That was a brilliant game. I love that. Yeah, it was difficult in places when you got to, I hate games where you got to defend things, and 90% of that game was defending things. So
yeah, it's same with Destiny, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I just used the opportunity to have a dig at Destiny.
Dig at Destiny, yeah.
If you watch this door for a minute and defend it from these 3 waves of enemies, we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on. Yeah. So so they were great games, but R.I.P. Visceral. So thanks, Cookus Nerdy Corner.
Cheers.
Daniel next.
Daniel.
I have a Darth Vader helmet wall light. Looks like he's tripped and smashed his face into the wall.
I can imagine that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that'll be quite funny. The Jerk at Work. I know it's been talked about 2 weeks in a row. It's been 3 weeks now. But microtransactions can fuck right off.
Yeah.
I played about 2 hours of the beta of Battlefront 2, saw that was happening and deleted it right away and will not buy it.
Oof,
He says it's absolutely appalling it's going on with the big publishers and it's just blatant greed.
Yeah, well, you say you played the beta. They have changed a lot since the beta, but you'll have to read into that and see whether you agree with the changes or not, because it has gotten better, but they're still in there.
They're still in there, but so read up about it. Watch Angry Joe. We'll put the link to the video in the description, so watch what they say. And also, if you're on Xbox One, go on EA Access and download the trial now, because it's all in there, basically.
Yep.
So you can kind of see what it's all about.
Yeah, just before you swear off it completely.
Yeah.
It might be worth just looking into it.
Yeah. But he finishes off by saying he wants to support more indie developers like Ninja Theory, because obviously, their Senua's Sacrifice was awesome. And he feels like the AAA publishers are falling into the same trap Atari did in '82, and we're going to see a big crash.
See, I'm hoping that actually, I think that will help.
Yeah, I think it needs to happen to a degree. It needs to happen.
I think it needs to happen. I think, or it needs to happen in some way, or something better needs to come along that makes current AAA gaming just fall over. Like, for example, like I've kind of said it before, like if a load of indie developers got together, like some of the big ones, and actually released a console where you could only play their games on these consoles, and it kind of voids the necessity to own a PS4 or an Xbox One. That could potentially be a new contender for.
Oh hell yeah!
And that would be a very good console to get. I would buy one straight away, because you know that you're not going to get loot boxes. You're going to get well-crafted experiences and good gameplay mechanics and all this kind of stuff. And without publishers, like big publishers,
having the final say of what gets on it, basically,
then good stuff might actually come out again. And we can all rejoice and praise in a new wave of video games that will rise up again. But I think it does need to have a crash. I really do.
So well, that could be on the cards. So
hopefully.
Watch this space. But thanks, Jerk at Work.
Thank you.
Matthew Smith. Massive sad face about Visceral. Wasn't Amy Henning working there?
She was.
Yeah. But spot on though. Strong narrative, story-driven games never do well.
No, they never do well, do they?
No.
I mean, Uncharted bombed massively, didn't it?
But but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. They not as well as multiplayer games.
No. Last of Us 2 is going to be crap. Satire.
Yes. Thanks for that, Christian Dennings. He asked if there was looking into playing old games.
Yep.
Haven't got time or space, but is there a machine that fits all?
I answered this.
You
actually,
did, and it was a bloody good job he did, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because it was like 3 weeks ago. I basically just pointed you in the direction of some cool Raspberry Pi shaped consoles that you can poke around with. They're really fun.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments if you had a look and if you managed to actually get one. Got stuck in that comment. So thanks for that.
Cheers.
Michael S.
Michael.
A lot of the perspective gag that we did at the start of the last one.
Oh yeah.
He asked, so are either of you guys brand loyal to anything? Only reason I ask is that I see Pepsi Max and not a Coke Zero there. Just wondering if there's anything that you guys just won't accept an alternative to, like a brand of crisps or baked beans or whatever it is British people consume. Yeah, obviously crisps are your
crisps and
chips.
baked beans. That's pretty much what we eat.
Yeah, I had a crisp sandwich with baked beans yesterday.
Yeah, I had baked beans and crisps for breakfast. It's just a staple diet.
Yeah, definitely.
Baked beans and crisps and tea is to wash it all down. No, not really brand loyal to anything. Although I will only drink Twining's English breakfast tea from now on. I've gone off this PG Tips Tetley malarkey.
Okay.
Yeah.
I opened the thing with the tea bags in it, and whatever brand has been bought, I will put in my cup and pour hot water on it.
Mate, you wouldn't be saying that if you drank Twining's English breakfast tea, available in all good stores.
Okay.
It's a flavour sensation.
Right, moving on. So, no to answer that question.
No, we're not brand
No, not really. I'll just grab anything that's an arm's reach, really. So, thank you for that. Andy M says loot crates are gambling. Which
they kind of are.
Effective they are.
I mean, in the eyes of the law, they're not. But to everyone else, they kind of are.
Yeah.
Because it's not gambling, because you're always guaranteed to get something.
Yeah.
But the gamble is you never know what that's going to be.
Yeah.
It's the reason why you can't say buying blister packs of Pokemon cards is gambling. It's not.
No, because you're always getting something.
And you're getting something.
Just depends. Like we don't know what it is until you open it, obviously.
Exactly.
He also says Evil Within 2 was brill. Hashtag Bren needs new pants.
Yeah, freaking dude. It made me jump a lot, that game.
Yeah, and that game still continues to make me jump. Like when I played it again afterwards, and I managed to stumble across things which we completely missed, and the game's completely different, and I wish I hadn't because it's made the game harder.
Fail.
Yeah. So thanks, Andy. Thanks for your comment.
Cheers.
AJ Zombie 8.
AJ Zombie 8.
Yeah. Said, love the channel. Great rebrand. Do you think a possible reason for the Resi 2 remake is they are trying to cover all bases with making it work for classic fixed camera, over the shoulder, and first person VR like Resi 7?
Hey, if they include all those modes, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
But I don't think it's necessary. I think literally just releasing it with a HD polish like the last one would be perfect enough.
Not like when they released Resident Evil HD on the GameCube. Well, it wasn't HD, but the new
remake,
one is. But I just want that.
Yeah.
Like Resi 2. That would be perfect.
But if they are holding it back because they want to... I mean, to be honest, I think they're not going to talk about Resident Evil 2 at all until everything for Resident Evil 7 is out, which the last bit of DLC is out on the 12th.
December. And there's rumours that, Resi's always come out in January, and this coming January will be Resi 2's 20th anniversary. So after, I can't think when PlayStation have their event in December. If it's after...
It's December.
Yeah, it's December, but is it before or after the Resi 7 stuff? Because I reckon that's when they'll announce it.
Yeah, maybe.
Surprise, it's here next week, or next month, or something like that. That's what I'm hoping, anyway.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
No, but it would be... it's way too much work to incorporate all three, but it would be cool if they did, because he closes a comment by basically saying it'd be awesome to feel like you're in the police station in VR. So, it would be pretty cool, but I think it'd be way too much work for them to do all three.
For on a development point of view, that would be impossible to make the game work in all three viewing modes, because you got to remember that if you're playing in third person, first person, they're designed to work in a certain way, and if you can choose between them, then they'd have to design the game differently for each way you play it, because jump scares won't work in third person how they work in first person, so they'd have to redesign certain mechanics in the game to fit with that. So I don't know about that, but it'd be cool if they figured out how to do it. It
would be cool, or if they had like a secondary mode which had little bits of the game in VR. So you go a bonus menu on the options, and you can do like the police station run in VR, or getting to the police station in VR, trying to get through the streets of Raccoon City and trying to get to the police station. That would be pretty cool. So Capcom, if you're listening, there's a free idea for you.
Yeah.
So
plenty more where that came from.
Yeah. So thanks, AJ Zombie 8.
Cheers.
Lastly, David Reynolds always gets in there right at the end.
Hey, friend.
Hey, bud. So PlayStation has trophies and Xbox has achievements. He's not a mad collector, but sometimes feels Nintendo games need a little extra incentive to keep playing, get all collectibles, etc. So what do you think they could use and call it if they were to start something like this?
Well, I think they could probably do with having some sort of, I don't know, like maybe something you can collect, like a figurine that maybe has some sort of chip in the base or something that you can put it on like the console, and it unlocks stuff in the game.
Nah.
No?
No, that wouldn't work.
That would be terrible.
That was just, that was
stupid. That's an awful idea.
Stupid.
Sorry.
Yeah. But no, I don't know. Maybe they could do so. It doesn't need it. That's the thing.
Well, how does something, because obviously like Doom and Wolfenstein are coming out on the Nintendo Switch, does it just not have any trophies, or do they have the trophies but are they built into the game rather than the operating system, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I don't. That's actually a good point. That's worth researching.
Yeah, I'll look into that.
Yeah, but no, it may help the people that like doing achievement hunters, but they're not really playing the games. I think the great thing about Nintendo games like Super Mario Odyssey is that you play that game without needing the incentive to unlock trophies, because you're playing it with the incentive to find all of the moons or find all of the collectibles in the game. And that's the point of the game. It's like, you don't have to keep replaying it to find collectibles to get a trophy.
Yeah.
So I don't think it does. I think it might even damage Nintendo if they did implement something like that.
It can do, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it needs it. And he also says that we did a review on the Nacon PS4 controller, but do you think the new Razer Raiju one is worth getting?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been asking Razer to send me one for 8 months, but they just don't like me.
No, I've been tempted to buy one, to be
Really?
fair. Yeah, so if I get one, we'll do a review on it.
Yeah. Also, I'll give you a small tease right here, right now for free, that in December, look out for a new peripheral that I'll be reviewing in December. Yeah. More on that. More on that soon, but it's special.
Special?
Sort of. But it's cool anyway.
Okay.
You might like it.
Yeah, maybe.
Moving on.
Yeah. But that's it for the comments.
That's it.
Yeah,
We're done.
Apologies for the 3-week delay on your answers, but we got there.
Yeah, we had a bit of a hiatus, but we're back, baby.
Yes.
Back on form, and we're going to continue and keep bringing you your healthy dose of industry gaming news.
Yes.
But sadly, that's all the time what we've got for this episode. It's been a bit of a long one.
But we need to catch up.
We needed
on
to
3
catch
weeks.
up. Yeah. But if you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe if you haven't already. As always, I've been Bren.
I've been Jay.
And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.